How's it going, everyone? This is Kevin. Today I want to bring along with me to talk about why I try not to overthink what I post on social media. So let's jump right into it. As we all know, social media can be such a great tool for growth and basically just creating anything for yourself, whether it's for a small business, your photography, videography, or just simply because you want to post anything that you like to post about. You have endless options when it comes down to social media. But it can also be a toxic wasteland because a lot of the times it can trigger depression and just anxiety and everything in between like that just aren't good for our mental health. This sometimes kind of just makes me lose creativity and just makes me not so motivated to just go ahead and create content or just anything related to photography, just because sometimes we like to compare ourselves to other people in social media, and it's just something that I've been basically staying away from as much as possible, just because I know that makes me not want to be creative, and then I start overthinking my process of what am I doing, what am I taking photos of, and how can I just become like them or become a better photographer or anything like that. Which honestly, we just basically get caught up with seeing everybody's highlights reels just to see how perfect their life might be when it comes down to what they're posting on social media, and in reality we don't get to see the in-between moments. And I think that's something that if we understand that a little bit further, we'll be better off not thinking about what they're doing, but more think about what we are doing and what we can control when it comes down to our process for taking photos and posting them, and just not being very toxic for ourselves and our mentality. I know when it comes down to social media, most people like to post things that will give them more likes, engagement, and reach because, well, they're trying to grow, which in a certain sense, that is great because you do want to create content that people will like and also will engage with so that you can grow your social media. The bad thing is when we start seeing those numbers and get kind of that little tunnel vision of just seeing the likes go up or go down, who is following me, who is not following me anymore, we start kind of just pushing ourselves into a darker side where we just don't get enough basically creativity and just feeling good about ourselves to go ahead and create more. Because with each post, if we don't see the same results or better, we feel like we're not progressing, when sometimes that has nothing to do with it at all, because I believe that personally the social media is made with a certain algorithm to just make you want to come back, whether it's giving you a lot of likes or a little bit less likes, so you have to come back and post something better. That's something that's just like kind of like the endless cycle, and that's something that I try not to do when it comes down to my social media posting and creation, just because I know it's not healthy for my mindset. For me, I've honestly just told myself to not care about the numbers and just focus on the creation and what I am making with my content, and something that I'll be happy with. I know that it's easier said than done, but I think I've really done very well for myself because I try not to post things that I am not happy with. I simply post things that I know I enjoy and that I'm proud of taking, regardless if I know people will like it or if they'll give me a lot of likes or follows, just simply because of that. Because at the end of the day, it's about my mental sake and my wanting to keep creating. There's no point in doing something that I'm just going to do for a short period of time and not want to go back to it to keep growing and evolving, to keep creating and posting more. For me, my ultimate goal is just to have some sort of accomplishment feeling of doing what I wanted to do, rather to see what people perceive it as. Because it doesn't matter that if I post a photo or a video and it bombs, I still did what I wanted to do. I went out, I created, I edited, I made sure everything was perfect how I envisioned it, and posted it. I can't control the rest of what comes of it, whether people like it, whether people enjoy it, people hate it, people want to share it, people don't want to share it. There's something that it just doesn't make sense to me to stress out about, because there's nothing I can control with that. I do want to grow, obviously, as a creator, to be able to do more cool YouTube videos and travels and everything in between, but I also am not going to put my mental sake into it to just kind of go, well, I need to just do this, even though it's going to make me more depressed or feel anxious about it, and it's just not going to be an enjoyable experience. That just is short-lived, and it doesn't make sense for me to do. For me, I see it as going up a hill rather than climbing a mountain, and let me explain further. See, I see it as a hill mainly because it's more of an upward incline rather than like a mountain where it's just straight up shot. And why I do this basically analogy is mainly because with going on an upward hill, you can keep a steady pace where you're not burning yourself out and you're still feeling motivated and creative while still expanding your knowledge and growth when it comes down to just your skill set, whether it's with photography, videography, or anything that you're doing. I use this a lot with my students when it comes down to tennis as well, just so that they understand the reasoning of why they should not overdo it when it comes down to anything, because you'll just spiral out and burn out and not feel energetic to keep learning. So with a hill, there's no sense of rush, but there is a sense of determination and hard work, because it is a tiring thing. Because if you've ever had to go up a hill for a long period of time, it does get tiring, but it's not an horribly huge obstacle like a mountain in a sense where you're having to keep climbing and it's a steeper hill basically that is just straight up and it's harder to overcome, and just feel motivated to keep doing. Some people might be cut out for it, but not everybody is, and that can burn somebody out when it comes down to their creation for social media, and you start overthinking everything because you might get to a point where you just get to the tired and you start kind of contemplating, am I doing the right thing? Am I taking the right photos and everything? And with the hill, in my opinion, despite of it still not being as blunt going upwards, it's still incrementing your growth and your knowledge, and you're getting some cool stops along the way for the scenery and the sense. I mean, you'll be able to take great photos and growth and not have to overthink everything, and just simply enjoy the process rather than push yourself just to push to try to get onto the top, and then maybe it's just more frustrating at the end that you just don't feel very happy to be doing everything you did, that you don't even want to climb another mountain again. But at least with this method going up a hill, you might feel inclined to keep pushing yourself gradually, where you develop a sense of consistency and just motivation to just create and post what makes you happy in the long term, to see it that way. And that's how I do with everything that I've done in my life. I try to push myself where it's in a healthy way, but I don't want to do it where I want to get burnt out, because there's no reason to push yourself enough to not create again or do anything again, and then you basically invested all this time and effort into something that you made it to almost like you hate it now. So that's my basically thought process when it comes down to just why I don't overthink things, and I just kind of go ahead and give myself the right amount of space for mental growth and for creative growth, so I can make what makes me happy and make sure that I post a thing that I want and that I'll be doing it consistently. Like when it comes to these videos, I tried my best to always do 2 videos a week, because I know I can consistently do that. If I wanted to post every day, I know I could for maybe a shorter period of time, and then I'll be burnt out. Ideas can come and go all the time, but motivation can be burnt out, in my opinion, a lot faster than how many ideas you can create sometimes. And in the long term, I don't see it beneficial for me personally, and that's why I'm sharing this with you guys. But hopefully that makes sense for you guys, because I want it to make sense in the sense of how I do it for myself. I try not to be a perfectionist anymore, and I try to just post things that I enjoy thoroughly, that I can consistently do it all the time. I simply want to be enjoying myself when it comes down to creating and just making these videos or taking photos, where I'm not burning myself out that I have to take the best big thing because whatever YouTuber or whatever Instagrammer is doing, and I'm comparing myself in an unhealthy way that I'm not going to be enjoying the process any further, and I'm not going to be wanting to do this anymore. So simply go out and create for yourself, and just kind of use these tips if it helps you out, to just go ahead and create the content that you're going to be happy with, no matter what everybody else thinks. Even if your numbers tank, who cares? I mean, yes, it is a scary thing, because we're going to be maybe losing followers. It might be your income or something along those lines, but at the end of the day, the people that truly care about your worth will be there no matter what. If the people tend to leave off because you're working on something for your mental sake, then they weren't meant to be there in the beginning, and you shouldn't even have worried about it at all whatsoever. So push yourself to create and become happier with your content creation, and just don't overthink it anymore, and have some fun just going out to create your content, photos, videos, whatever you want to use this for. I hope it helps you. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.